mood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're about to go live.
You're like, oh my God, it's absolutely horrible. Either way, dude, I'm super happy that like we're doing your 50,000 a month interview or whatever it is. Like you joined the IC, you disappeared, you came back, you disappeared, you came back. And you're not too far from me. You're in Jacksonville, right?
That's right. Just north of Jacksonville, Fernandina Beach, but yeah, Jacksonville.
Gotcha. Area. Well, for people who aren't in Jacksonville, you're effectively in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And then you sent me a PM and you started like Conversionly, which we'll talk about for a bit, but that's not the purpose of the interview. Sure. And I was like, yeah, man, what's going on? You're like, yeah, I just broke 50K a month. And I was like, what the hell? Like what just happened? And I think that's so damn cool that like your numbers are finally to a point where like it feels cool. You know what I mean? Like you're pulling $1,000 a day consistent, sometimes $2,000 a day consistent. You're like, damn, this feels fucking awesome, right? Yeah. But what I'm hoping in this interview is that for people that are watching it, like you can tell your story, like where it started off, where you decided to move forward, like your breaking point, all that. Because when I started out my agency journey, like I had just been fired from my only real job that I ever had 3 times in a row. I had to move back home with my parents, and like that was my bottom, right? So like what was your start with like your Facebook ads agency journey? Where were you? What was it like? What made you say I want to go full on Facebook ads?
So my background's in healthcare. I started as an athletic trainer. For those of you guys who don't know what an athletic trainer is, essentially it's the person, like if you see a football player get injured, it's the person who runs out there and goes out and helps them, right? So I did that for a couple of years and worked at a physical therapy clinic and kind of quickly realized that 1, they work a lot of hours, and 2, they don't make any money.
Nope.
And so I was like, you know what? This is not what I want to do. You're working like evenings and weekends. I just recently got married and didn't really see my wife that much. So I was like, let's figure something else out. So in the realm of like healthcare, I got into like sales and marketing for the physical therapy company. And then went and got my master's of healthcare administration with like a minor in marketing.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like how I fell in love with marketing in general. And the kind of the healthcare space, like with sales, it was super like laid back and very easy like schedule, right? So I'd do my calls, I'd go out to physician offices trying to, get them to send us patients. And then once I was done, you're probably ending the day around like 2, 1 o'clock. And then the rest of the time, just like answering emails.
So you had like a physical location that you worked for, right?
Yes.
And then you went to other locations, say like, hey, we exist, send us business, like a referral program kind of thing, right?
So like door knocking and like business development type stuff.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
And then I moved to another orthopedic company where we were doing that very same thing, and then started doing like social media stuff and website and SEO. And then that's kind of how I got into it. And I had all this extra time on my hands.
Yep.
So funny story, me and my wife created, like she wanted to do her own business, and I wanted to create my own business because when I went through the master's program, I was like, you know what, this master's program is essentially like how to create your own business.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, I'm totally in love with that. So
did they have you do a business plan?
Oh, they had, all kinds of stuff, business plan, a marketing plan. And so like a master's of healthcare administration is just like an MBA, but for like healthcare.
Yeah.
So very, very similar. And so we started an online boutique, and my thought was, I was doing SEO with this orthopedic company. I was like, if we could rank in SEO and, we could do like paid traffic, we could sell all this product. And, that was our first business. Second business was, so I used to rodeo and ride bulls. I know every time I say that, people are like, you can't just drop that and just not expound on that.
Don't, what? Huh? Okay, wait. So, okay. Like I suspected, right? But I didn't want to say anything. All right. So your wife has an online boutique, and that's like fashion and clothing and sales and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And that was the first time you were applying what you were learning in school to an online business. Everything before then had been like play, theoretical, but you're seeing like opportunity. You're like, this could actually work and like have a meaningful difference in the people that I sell to, as well as my own life, right?
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then what do you mean you're a rodeo? What is a person who rodeos? A rodeoer?
So I used to ride bulls. Like there's events like calf roping.
That's the manly way of saying it. I ride bulls. Yeah, not a rodeo. Okay, gotcha. All right. Yeah, okay. Go on.
So she was doing her thing. I was like, you know what? I want to kind of do my own thing. So I created an apparel brand around bull riding and rodeo. It was called Bullbox Apparel, and we sold like hats and T-shirts, right?
Cool.
And so for both of those businesses, within like 3 months, I was able to get us on the first page of Google, and we were selling a lot. And then we were doing like a lot of Facebook ads and SEO and website design. That turned into me doing it for like my friends and other businesses that I knew about in the community.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm making way more money doing this marketing thing. I should do this. So that's like where we focused on. Sold the apparel business, sold the boutique, and that's how my marketing business came to be.
That's so cool. So you have an MBA background, specific marketing. So I have an MBA background too, and I specialize in like the finance side. But
Okay.
MBA is like, it's all marketing anyway, right? And when I worked at Intel and Ericsson, like all their marketing was numbers driven. So like It made sense to do Facebook ads because it's like, oh, that's a cool creative. I don't care if it's cool. Let's make it work, right? And so you had a very similar experience. But what was it like doing SEO? So what does that mean? Like search engine optimization, that's beyond doing H1s and H2s and headers and tags, right? You have to do more stuff. Is that correct? So what does SEO mean for an online boutique, right?
Yeah, so I really wasn't like super ninja with SEO. I was doing more on page, and then there's like this whole thing about off page, like linkings and stuff like that. You know, we tried to reach out to people to try to get backlinks and stuff, but it was more of just like on page and going after strategic keywords that we felt like, you know, doing H1s and content and all that good stuff, blogs and stuff like that.
So that meant like making sure like your product shots had the specific keywords attached to it, that you had some type of structure to your website. Sitemaps, is that like a thing anymore? I don't know. I haven't looked at Neil Patel for like 7 years, so I have no idea how SEO works anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't looked at it in a year and a half, 2 years, to be honest with you. So the reason why I switched over into Facebook ads is I was doing everything. Website design, social media posts, Facebook ads, SEO. And what I found was like, what it really comes down to is people just want more customers. They want more business, right? And the number one way to do that is through like lead generation.
Yep.
And so that's where I kind of saw like Facebook ads is the best way to do that. You could pay someone. I mean, there's a lot of labor that goes into building a website, right? I mean, a lot of people don't want to pay you more than $2,000. SEO, you could probably charge around $800, but people want like results like right then. And it usually takes like 6 months to almost a year, right? And then they kind of get upset with you because they're not seeing results. But with Facebook ads, you can immediately see results almost within hours like that. And then people love you. And then they're like, okay, this is great. And then you kind of work on the back end process of lead generation, sending them leads, and then setting appointments, and then those people actually become customers, and you're increasing their bottom line, and then you just really become their marketing, I guess, chief marketing officer, right?
Yeah, the CMOO, chief marketing officer, outsourced, right? So you sold your apparel company. At this point, you sold your wife's e-commerce fashion company, or no?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
And you went sold both of them, and then you went full on Facebook ads, right?
That's right. Yeah.
What was that like? Oh my God, I'm all in moment. Was it like when the cash stopped coming in from the two businesses? Did you ever have that like freak out moment? You're like, this is it for real? Or was it like a smooth and steady transition?
No, it was pretty smooth. So we were looking at like profit margins for both businesses. And I was kind of like the guy that ran everything, all three businesses. And there's only 24 hours in a day, but really only like 12 that you're actually working. So I was like, for like my sanity, I got to figure something out. Yeah. Because we were still like, I hadn't got to the point to like hiring out people, you know? So I was still like, we need to do this. And it's my time, my business, kind of like the self-employer, right?
Yeah.
Not like the business owner.
Freelancer, one-person shop.
Yeah, exactly. So I was looking at the profit margins. Profit margins, if you're doing good with like online, is like 20 to 30. And then when we were doing it, when it was just me, I was like 80% profit margins with the marketing company.
Yep.
And I was like,
damn.
Ding, ding, ding. I know which one I'm gonna try to grow. So
Very cool.
For like mental capacity, I just got rid of the other ones.
And this was before somebody broke your brain and made you realize that you could hire people to do your job for you, right? Yeah, I went on a similar journey. Like my agency peaked at $42,000 a month, huge margins. I was like, I'm king of the world, except I'm working 14 hours a day, Sunday through Sunday, and I have premature gray hairs, and I don't have time to do anything else, right? You definitely lose like your emotional capacity to care, right? And you're like, I don't give a shit. Like it's just too much time and not enough money, or vice versa, right? But then somebody broke my brain. They're like, you're allowed to hire people to do other stuff. Like you can hire people to call back your leads so you don't have to, right? Like you can have VAs, you can have like project managers, you can have built out a whole team, which you have the ability to do when you have 80% margins on your contracts, which we can talk about a bit later on. But what was like your first Facebook ads as a service client that you got?
So it was a car dealership, and I used like dirt lot car dealership.
Like right? not like a classy one, right? Like they ain't selling Cadillacs, right? This is like your 1998 Honda Accord, right?
Yes, but the dude sold just pickup trucks, right? So we're in the South, so his thing was like his niche was just pickup trucks. So
how did you?
That was my very.
How did you get him to pay you money? How did you find that client? What was that like? Was it a referral? Tell me more, get into details, all that stuff.
Yeah, so he was actually a friend of mine, a business owner that I went to church with, and we just started talking. And so me being like my background in sales and marketing and healthcare, like going door knocking, I was kind of already good at like convincing people that they need what I have to offer, right?
Yeah.
So that was kind of easy for me. Back then, there was no like guarantees. There was no fancy demos. It was just me and someone else. He invited us over for crabs and like lobster. And so we were cracking crabs, and you can't make this stuff up.
Just breaking bread with our clients and all that stuff.
Yeah, we were cracking crabs, and I was like, $500 a month, and then $300, $300 to $500 in ad spend. I'll run your ads for you. He was like, all right, let's get started Monday. It's like, let's do it.
Oops. Got a client. Look at that. Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah,
so what was that conversation like? Was it like, I'm doing Facebook ads? You're like, oh, I need Facebook ads. Was it like, you need more customers? I can get you more customers. Like, what did that, that like mini pitch look like? Or you just didn't even know? It was just like a flow of a conversation.
Yeah. So back then it wasn't as structured as like my demos are now. It was just more of like, hey, I'm running Facebook ads. These are the results that I'm seeing. This is a really, really cool way to get in front of your customers.
Yeah.
Right. The way I kind of pitched it, and I still kind of do, but really like a year and a half ago, it was, okay, radio's too expensive. Yep. TV's too expensive. We're not really sure if like the magazines work. And like Facebook advertising, everyone is on their phone. Probably, I don't even know. I mean, you have those apps like Apple tells you like you're on your phone for like 6 hours a day, right?
It's too much. Whatever it is,
too much.
It's always too much. Yeah.
So they're scrolling through Facebook, scrolling through Instagram. Essentially, what you're going to do is try to put an ad in front of them. There's people out there interested in your service. Just try to get them to raise their hand and say that they're interested. Get their first name, last name, email, and you follow up, and potentially they can be a customer.
Gotcha.
So it was just like, it's like, hey, you need to be on like social media marketing. Like everyone's doing it. It's like the best bang for your buck, right? So pay me instead of you trying to figure it out yourself.
So I really like that phrase, you just pay me instead of you trying to figure it out. I think like before I had like a real demo and like that really showed pains and onboarding docs and all that, I was trying to convince the world that it was possible. Like, of course you can do it. Everybody's doing it. You should be doing it too. It's amazing. They go like, I don't give a shit. And then they just walk out the door. I never actually presented them the opportunity to pay me money to do it for them. I was trying to like convert the unconvertible or something like that. It's like, no, man, just tell them that that this is a problem. This is a thing. And you can pay me to do it for you without having to like change their lives and upend it and stuff like that. It's the same reason why personal trainers and plastic surgeons have business. It's like, you need to lose 18 pounds. I can either suck the fat out of you or like, I can walk you through the exercises. Which one do you want? Instead of having to like have somebody become an expert in PhDs, which is what I think it's, people think that they need a PhD to do this type of stuff. They really don't, right? It's not that hard, right? But they just want someone else to do it, right? So you got your first client, used car dealer. And at this point in your journey, did you know about like Active Campaign and High Level and callback services, or are you just like texting them with a Google sheet? Like what did that pass over from the client results to them look like?
I think I just had Zapier, and it was just like an email just being sent straight to him.
And it worked.
And it
Beautiful.
worked. He had an assistant. He had like a sales guy that would follow up with all the leads. And back then, like we were also doing, like we were updating a bunch of stuff as well. So we would go in and shoot videos for the ads, right? So
yeah,
doing a bunch of stuff like that.
Very, very cool. And that was your first client. What was your second, third, and fourth client like? Like, did you ever do like paid advertising, callback services? Was it all referrals? How did you like build your prospecting engine, your sales engine type of stuff?
Sure. So until about a year or maybe 8 months ago, most of my business, so I got to like 12, 18K and then dipped back down to 10K. And then I got up to like, I think maybe around like 18 or 20K before actually buying any kind of courses.
Yep.
And it was all just my local market.
Yeah.
Right. So the people I go to church with, and I started doing a lot of BNI networking events. That kind of fell into my lap, and they voted me as the vice president. So I had, you need to be good with technology. Why not the marketing guy, right? So I was like, okay, cool. So I got a lot of recognition there, and one of the big meetings where we had a bunch of visitors come on, like the visitor day. I had a chiropractor client in there from BNI that I started working with, killed it with him. And then I had another restaurant client in there. They brought like handwritten testimonials or typed out testimonials.
Beautiful.
Read those in front of like 50 people.
Yeah.
And then from that single like visitor day, I got like 8 clients, each paying me like $1,000 to $1,500 a month.
Beautiful.
And I was like, yes. And then I started doing like Chamber of Commerce events. And so most of it up front, like for the first like year, was just like through my personal network.
That's so cool. And so that got you from your first client at $500 a month to, let's just say, $20,000 a month, right? But you were still working 12 hours a day, right?
Yes. Still working. I mean, I'd get up early. Like I get up early and exercise. And then after that, around like 8 or 7:30, I start working, and then probably wouldn't stop until probably like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
So it was, all day.
So let me ask you this, like 500, 1,000, 1,500, how did you choose your prices? Was it like, I'll just make it up? Was it based upon cost? Like whether or not, do you have like a family and friends penalty? Like I do, like if they want to buy from me, I charge them more because I know they're going to ask me a lot of questions, right? Or like, how did you choose between 500, 1,000 and 1,500, or did you just increase your price every time you got a client?
So do you want to know where I started?
Yeah. Where did you start? You started at 500, right?
Yeah. So I started at 500, but the like way I got to that, it was in your group. I went and I was like, what are people like? What's the average? I started like typing stuff in, like what are people charging? I was like, I'll start at 500. And then
sure, right?
And then it was easy, and I was like, let's try 1,500.
Yeah.
And then that worked. And then now I'm at like 1997, I think.
And your 1997, does that include ad spend or not?
It includes ad spend, yeah.
Gotcha.
It's just easier that way. Yeah.
I really do. Like, I know why people don't include it, because like your accounting is cleaner because you have cost of goods sold or you don't, or your VA pipeline is easier because you include cost of goods sold or you don't, or your Facebook ad spend or you don't. But like, I hate it when I'm paying somebody and they're always asking for another check. Like that hurts a lot. Like that sucks. And I feel like they're nickel and diming me. It sucks, right? So I try not to pass that down to my clients. I say, look, it's $8,000. I'll include everything. It's just so much easier to do that than give them 5 different invoices that total 7,500 as an example.
Yeah.
$8,000 is so much cleaner. And I'm super happy that your clients probably appreciate that a lot more. Do you have like an average spend per client? Is it like 20 to 30% that you put towards ads, or is it like however much to get the result, or do you have like a guideline and process for that?
It's usually, the rule of thumb for me is 15 a day, and which comes out to about 500 a month.
It's an easy yes. And 15 a day, you can still get results for. What's funny is like Facebook still says for only $5 a day. No.
Yeah.
No, not good enough no more. Like I start my campaigns like the $20 a day thing because I'm like in Miami. Sometimes it's $30 a day. But if you're running like in small town USA, I don't mean that the way it came out, but you know what I mean? Like $15 a day is totally okay. Like that's 100% fine. And if you're dealing with a business that can't cough up $500, like you probably shouldn't be doing business with them in the first place.
And I think it also depends on like the time of year too, or like the season. Like, right, like if it's November, December, it may be a little more expensive. If it's in the middle of an election year, it may be a little more expensive too.
Bloomberg, that mother, I could tell when he was spending money because we have the same audiences. I'm spending $1,000 a day on Facebook, and I could see when like my cost per action was like 50, or cost per acquisition was like $15-$20. We get a sale for like $15-$20, and then it was like Bloomberg plans to spend $1 million a day on ads, and it'd be $45. I'm like, son of a mother, right? Like I could tell. And then the Christmas crunch, like just give up on ads, ain't gonna happen, right? Black Friday, no, thank you. Do you ask your clients like when their high times and low times are? Or you just kind of like follow like the standard written rule of like Q4, good luck type thing?
Yeah, so I probably around October, I'll let them know like, hey, if we're running ads for you in November, December, not that you would want to stop running ads, but just a heads up that Facebook's, platform, may be a little more expensive during those times.
And they're just okay with getting a heads up instead of a left behind, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Very cool.
So, I mean, I always try to be in the power position instead of like the catch-up position, right?
I really like that phrase. Be in the power position and not the catch-up position. That's awesome.
Right. Because if you're in January and you're looking at December's results and you're like, and then you're kind of like, feel like you're making excuses. Well, It didn't really turn out the way we wanted it to because this X, Y, and Z. And like, I mean, that would have been nice to know.
Should have told me beforehand, buddy. Thank you. Right. But so far this in your journey, this path in your journey, you've gotten a truck client, you've got some chiropractors, a BNI group, all that. Like you're making $20K a month, but you're still working 10, 12 hours a day. And like, since like you're not 21, that's not like a bad thing. Like you're okay with work, right? That's fine.
Sure.
But that's probably not the type of work you want to do. You're effectively in the freelancer trap, right? Which is like your work is getting you paid instead of the work is getting you paid. Now you're doing $53,000 a month. And you're probably working less than 12 hours a day or doing better work, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
What was that like weird transition moment for you? Like you're doing like 20K a month, 12 hours a day, you're doing 50. Like what was that big rocket ship moment, that like that 10X learning curve where you're like, oh my God, if only I'd done this sooner, you know what I mean? And this is really for everybody watching. Like this would probably be a big lesson for them. So like, what was the big difference between like your 20K at 12 hours and your 53K at less hours?
Yeah. So I kind of realized that there is a progression in financial independence, right? Mm-hmm. So you go from employed to self-employed, right? To business owner, mm-hmm. and then to investor, right? Each one of those, like if you're employed, you're answering to demand, you're doing work. If you're self-employed, you're still working, you're trading your time for money.
Yeah.
Right. But you're doing it for your business. If you're the business owner, you're not trading your time anymore. You're trading other people's time to make you money.
Love it.
Right. And then when you're the investor's more of just like the passive income. Right. So I knew I wanted to. So I got to the point where I was self-employed and I wanted to become like the business owner. Right. Mm-hmm. So I was looking at, different ways. I tried to hire a couple of VAs. That really didn't work out. You did an interview with Ravi Abubala and got into his program.
Yep.
Got a really good VA, and he taught me how to systemize my business, and he taught me how to leverage other people's time.
The VA did?
So no, Ravi
did. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah. So he gives you a VA, and he also teaches you how to like scale and grow, right?
Beautiful.
So he taught like us how to like systemize our business and how to use like VAs to be able to run the majority of the business.
Yeah.
Once I did that, I break up my business into, I think, 4 sections. It's prospecting, sales, fulfillment, and then account management.
Perfect.
Right. So only thing I do now is sales and account management. My VA does the prospecting and the fulfillment.
Is it the same VA for both, or do you have 2 separate VAs?
I have two VAs now.
Gotcha. Okay. So one is your prospecting VA and one is your fulfillment VA.
So one is like 1.5, like one is like split. She's prospecting when she's not doing the fulfilling.
Gotcha.
Right? And then one's just like full prospecting. Right.
Gotcha.
Moving forward now, I'm still in the transition of becoming business owner. I'm going to hire a salesperson and then an account manager.
Gotcha.
Right.
And so that happens. Like you can hire people when you're no longer trading your time for your work. when you're too busy to train a person to do it for you, and you have this like really weird it's mine thing, like this is mine and only I can do it, and I'm the best person in the world. You're not. Newsflash, you're not the best person in the world. Even plastic surgeons who have PhDs and all that stuff, they still have people on their team, right? They're still not the best person in the world. If you are the best person, well, congratulations, 1 in 7 billion, right? It's probably not you. And it took me forever to get over the fact that I wasn't the best. Like, that sounds insane now. But you know exactly what I mean when I say that, right?
Yeah.
Like, everybody has it, and there's this weird transition. So what was it like when you got your first VA that freed up your time? Like, was this weird like training process they had to go through? Was it a normal conversation? Did you just do your work and click record on Zoom? Like, what was that VA training process so they would do your prospecting for you?
Yeah, so at first they came fully trained from Ravi to be able to do the prospecting. So she was handling the prospecting, and then for the next like 2 or 3 months, I would just record my entire systems, like account management. Whenever we get we send out a form, via JotForm. A JotForm triggers a Zap and triggers like this, that, and the other. And then we have Asana task like laid out. And each task, there's a video of like exactly what you need to do. And here's access to LastPass to be able to access this, that, and the other. Yep. So yeah, just literally recording and documenting everything that you do so that you can document it and record it and then give it to your VA so that she can handle all of that, or he or she.
Right. You know what's funny is that like the interaction I have with my VA, her name is Jean. Everybody knows in the group. She intros everybody. I think I spend less time with Jean than anybody else in the world, and she probably does more things for me than anybody else in the world. Right. Like every morning she wakes up and she goes into the Slack channel. And she's like, "Hey, I'm waking up. I'm logging in. Here's the 3 things I'm working on." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Oh, that's thank you." Right? Totally, totally forgot you're doing that. And I'm like, "Oh my God, Jean, this is amazing." Like, I don't thank her enough. Because like she is removing things from my plate, and it's really, really hard to be the master of the universe. It's really, really hard to have spinning plates without spinning plate disease. If someone likes too many things and one falls, they all fall. And it's really, really hard to have a business without people being employed. And it was hard for my brain because I had a negative relationship with being employed. Like I was fired 3 times in 9 months. I saw 1,000 people crying. They couldn't pay their mortgages. They bust them out like full on, like the company laid off like 20% of its workforce in like 3 months, in like a couple months. And like, I hated the idea of another mouth to feed. But once I got over that, rocket ship straight through the group. Like this group wouldn't be around if it weren't for me, like getting off my high horse and hiring people. I couldn't be able to serve you inside of the IC if I didn't like hire people. You couldn't employ your customers, or you couldn't take care of your customers if you didn't hire people, right? So like, if I understand correctly, the number one thing that took you from 20K a month to nearly 50K a month, or you broke 50K a month, that was simply hiring someone to do part of your work for you, right?
Exactly. So that I can take on more appointments and I could do more sales calls, right?
Beautiful.
The money that you bring in as an agency owner is directly affected by how many offers you are giving each and every single day.
Yep.
Right. The more people, and I've come to realize this, and not only just like offers you're giving people, but the more people you can talk to.
Yep.
You're not going to sell a $500, $1,500, $2,000 package over the internet. I mean, you could. Some people, I know of some people doing it through text messages and email, but usually you're going to be on the phone with someone trying to pitch and close them on a deal, right? Yep. So the more people that I can talk to, the better my business is going to be.
Yep.
Right? So I used that VA, leveraging her time to be able to do the stuff that I could delegate to her so that I can be in front of more people. And then now my next step is to hire a salesperson, eventually removing myself from the business.
Yep. And then you just get striped screenshots and you're like, how did this happen? I don't understand. Yeah. Okay, great. I'll take money. Thank you very much. So you look at like Elon Musk, like he sold like $1 billion worth of trucks in 24 hours or something like that. That was because he had enough attention on him. He prospects all the time. Like you see him on the Joe Rogan show, smoking pot. That's his version of prospecting and getting attention. When he like starts fights on Twitter, that's his version of getting attention and prospecting. And when he does this annual thing and he says, hey guys, I've got this $60,000 offer. Would you like to pay me money? And $1 billion worth came in 24 hours for a truck that isn't being delivered in 2 years. I'm looking at this and going like, what great marketing, but oh my God, I can't believe people are buying this truck. And then my friends are putting down deposits. I'm like, oh my God, stop that. Like, do not buy that truck. In 2 years, it'll be, and then another person buys it. And then another, I'm like, oh my God, what is wrong with you people? But you're 100% right. Like the amount of money that you make as an agent center is directly related to, and I originally learned this from John Logar, the amount of offers you make to solve problems in exchange for money. And the biggest challenge I'm seeing in this group and inside the IC is if you're not making 2-3 offers a day, then you won't make the money that you expect from your agency. Hard answer, easiest answer, the most disappointing answer is you simply didn't offer enough people to solve the problems in exchange for money. So I'm super happy that you brought that up. But the next bullet point is the 15 prospecting methods. And I'm getting people in the chat saying, but what are your prospecting methods?
Yeah. So would you like me to just go down the list? I got it pulled up right here.
Do it. Give me the list.
Let's go. So we got cold email. We send anywhere between 2,000 to 3,000 emails a day.
Can we spend like 2 or 3 minutes on each of these before we go through the whole list?
Sure. Yeah.
So
what would you like to know?
The first one is cold emailing. That's when you're sending a real life business owner a message saying, hey, are you interested in more X? Correct? Like more clients, more customers. If it's bike shops, Argon 18 sales. If it's car washes, platinum premium packages or something like that. What I've been taught by Joel Kaplan, who's where I learned how to cold email from, is that like if you're sending out like 5,000 to 10,000 things a day, you're not getting any responses, change that X. So if like you're sending chiropractors a message saying like, hey, do you want more patients? They're not responding. Get more specific. Do you want more like NLP, neuropathy patients, or like $5,000 package sales? So like change that X. Is that about right?
That's exactly right.
Okay, there you go.
And just a lot of people are doing cold email now, so just try to make it a little different, and then change it up as well. Like we go through our entire list that we scrape from these data aggregators, and then once we're done, we start back up with a new verbiage, right?
A new X, yeah.
A new X, yeah.
Very cool. So cold emailing is one of them.
Cold emailing, and then cold calling. We do about 1,000 calls a day, and pretty much verbiage.
So
Did
many.
I say 1,000?
Yeah.
100. Sorry.
Okay, 100. Yeah, that comma's in the wrong spot. Okay, but yeah, so 100 cold calls a day. Gotcha.
100. And the message is essentially the same. Like, hey, we're doing X, Y, and Z for business owners just like you. Would you be interested in an extra 20 to 30 new clients, customers, patients, whatever it may be a month? If yes, for cold calling, we say, hey, can we talk to the chiropractor or can we talk to the agent?
Yeah.
For email, it would be something like respond back yes with your best cell phone number, and respond back no. So if you would like to be taken off the list.
So your cold call, is that like a voicemail drop or like a robot, or is that a real life person?
No, that's like cold calling.
Gotcha. Okay, so you have a person doing the cold calls.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to pay like somebody in your office to do that, or is there like a cold calling service, or how do you find a cold caller? Right?
Yeah. So I've hired my second VA. She has really good English. So that's what part of what she does is she does the cold calls.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Let's see. Next one is Facebook messaging. So with Facebook messaging, it's the same thing as the email. We're targeting people like, say, if we're going after chiropractors. We get a list of chiropractors and we send them Facebook messages.
Gotcha.
You can only send out 30 a day, or you will kind of get flagged. And be careful, because I've also here lately have noticed that it's like you can only do like 5 or 8 an hour.
Yeah. There's definitely a ratio between the sends and the responses. Like even in my group, in this group, where like there's like, hey, I'm interested, here's the link, all this stuff. And I don't like doing comment letters, but that's Facebook rules. So I have to like have level of engagement. Otherwise the group will eventually just disappear. That's just how Facebook set this up. So we have to do comment letters. And I will PM people saying, hey, ready for the link? And if I don't get a response between like 0 and 10 messages, I can't send an 11th message. It'll say like, hey, you've been limited, or like you get like, please stop spamming or some type of thing. Let us know if this is a mistake, like those types of messages. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's when you just start messaging your wife or your best friend and have them.
Somebody respond back, please.
Please. Like, you develop like a little group so that you guys could do that. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good idea. I haven't thought of that. Just like, there you go.
Yep.
Fourth one, Facebook connections. You can make anywhere between 80 to 100 connections a day. And the kind of strategy behind that is to make connections, hopefully so that they follow you, and that as you're putting content on your personal page, for example, like if you niche down into like dentistry and you're following dentists, and then you put, content about dentists, that hopefully they'll reach out to you.
So that's on your personal profile, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you give your VA a VPN and LastPass, they log in, they work the magic.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Or never mind, I'm not going to say that.
Well, just that's different. Yeah, I know what you're going to say. That's different.
Yeah. Anyway, moving forward. Facebook, same thing with Facebook messaging and connections. You do that same thing with Instagram messaging and connections, right? Let's see, LinkedIn messages. There's some cool software out there that you could like friend a bunch of people, and then when they message you back, it sends out an automated message as well.
Yeah.
That's another one. Which one are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then LinkedIn connections, kind of the same thing with Facebook and Instagram connections, right?
Gotcha.
Facebook group value add. So like, for example, if there's a big Facebook group for dentists or chiropractors, you just go in there and just add value every single day, and don't try to be spammy about it.
Yep.
Just kind of position yourself as kind of like the go-to marketing person.
I want to spend a couple minutes talking about that, because like I know how this works. Is you have to have a business, you have to have something to sell, and I'm okay with people doing it honestly inside of the butt group. I get it. You run a business 100%. But what I've discovered is that if you're PMing on the side, that builds a really bad tribe. And more importantly, you don't get what's 14,000 views sometimes on a good answer. So like, I highly recommend that if you're part of groups where your target tribe hangs out with, engage on the threads, have a real life conversation. And like, I see the analytics all the time. Like, we have some threads that get 14,000, 10,000, 5,000 views. Like, that can't happen when you're side PMing people. And when you side PM people, it feels kind of like, who are you and what are you trying to do, right? But if you're having like really awesome Q&As, answering questions on the thread, you're being obvious and explicit in like, here's what I would do if I were you type answers, you will have thousands of people looking at it, and then they will PM you, or they'll look at your personal profile, and you let your personal profile take over from there. Just as like a side note.
Perfect. Cool. Yeah, you would be, I mean, you run this huge group, so you'd be more insightful for that. Let's see, next one is personal branding. So like, just like I said, on your Facebook page, you're developing your personal brand as the industry leader in whatever industry you're working in. And I have written here, my goal is to do like 3 to 5 videos per week, and usually anywhere between 3 stories per day.
Gotcha. Right? So it's Facebook stories, Instagram stories, and all that, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So is that where you're doing like the whiteboard videos?
Yes, exactly. Those are like the videos per week, right?
Gotcha.
So I just started developing my personal brand. This has actually just been, all of these has been started in the past like 6 months. And I've actually just started like my YouTube channel and like just providing value, It's not going to work in the short term, but it's really like a long-term play.
Building assets.
Right? Yeah. Eventually you're building that social proof. And here recently, I'm starting to find out that it's being a lot more competitive in the marketplace. And what's separating like the top dogs from the people who are just kind of like struggling a little bit is the personal branding.
Yep.
Right. The assets that they have behind themselves and the social proof. Like when you're messaging someone on cold email and they look up your company or your name, you actually come up and there's like cool stuff about you. Versus like you can't find anything and someone's thinking it's a scam.
So it was interesting. Like, I didn't know I was personal branding. Andrew Cruzy was like guiding me through this process. He's one of my mentors, and it's highly unlikely like you and I would be talking if it wasn't for him. So I'm giving him honest credit. It's like, Jeff, you've got a green screen studio. Stop being and start using it, right? And I was like, fine, okay. And I literally shot these like Jeff Miller 90-second marketing videos. Like, hey everybody, my name is Jeff. And here's 90 seconds on emailing or whatever. And I would run that $5 a day, every day. I had 5 videos, so Facebook would like choose which one it wanted to spend money on. But everybody that was a business owner in Miami, that was my targeting on Facebook. So I'd walk into a chamber of commerce or BNI, they'd be like, have I seen you before? And I'm like,
oh, I know you. Yeah.
I think you have. You've seen my videos. And that accelerated the you're not going to screw me over and you're not a fly-by-night conversation. That just made it okay. Like, I'm not going to screw you. Yes, I know what I'm talking about. It's going to be okay to pay me money type conversation. And that's ultimately like what led to people saying, I'm comfortable spending not $1,500 a month, but $2,000, $5,000, and $10,000 a month. Because the last thing they want to do is be screwed. And that's what happens a lot with like internet marketing. It's just so easy to disappear when things go wrong, that if they knew of you, and then you reinforce that conversation in person, it's like it was totally okay to spend an F ton of money really, really quickly.
That's why people are spending so much money on Tesla for trucks that
don't exist yet.
Yeah.
look, for the record, I'm just a little bit salty because I kind of want a truck, but I kind of don't want a truck because I know the first version is going to be horrible. But I don't care if it's ugly or not. It's great marketing. So everybody flame me in the comments. Thank you very much. Yeah, there you
go. The next one, Facebook ads.
Yep.
Facebook ads actually is probably number one for us. And I would probably say cold email is number two.
Yep.
Facebook ads, referral groups, kind of like the BNI and Chamber of Commerce events, seminar talks at BNI events and Chamber of Commerce events, a referral program. If you don't have a referral program implemented, make sure that you have a referral program.
So just a couple seconds, like for everybody that's saying a referral program, I'm like, guys, it's not as hard as you think. Do you want to make it really advanced? You can read Jay Abraham's book on how to get everything out of all you got. There's like 1.5 billion referral programs. I'm not kidding. Each and every one of those is like just a paragraph. Literally just a paragraph describing the referral program. And honestly, like if you just put on your email saying like, if you refer me a client, I'll pay you $500. That's your referral program. Like that's it. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need a manual. I'm sure you could if you'd like it. But for most people inside the IC, their referral program is literally just like a line on their email and that's it. I don't know if you have any like different conversations, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And every single one of my demo, the slide, it's like a couple of things to keep in mind. It's like, hey, we'll pay you $250 a month if you refer us a client for the life of the client.
And that's probably your Facebook ads costs and client acquisition costs anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So you might as well just give it to somebody who likes you instead of like somebody else, right?
Exactly. And I was getting off the phone with a client today, and he was like, "Ooh, $250. I know like 6 people, and I can get my services paid for free." And I was like,
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can. Let's do that as soon as possible. That would be awesome. Thank you very much.
That's so funny. It's like you really should be referring out people that you generally like believe deserve business that can deliver a great service. But for some reason, fine. If it takes money to keep it top of mind, okay. And so like for everybody watching, I think the easiest thing you can do right now after listening to like Justin and his journey is just include that in your demo and include that at the bottom of your emails. That's it. That's all I got to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that little, that's probably got me 10, 12, 15 clients over the past 6 months just from doing that.
Beautiful.
And the last one I have here is, I don't know if I've heard anyone talk about this. I know a lot of people don't talk about it. Door knocking.
Interesting.
I know a lot of people are in the digital space and trying to do cold email, cold calling, and reaching out to people they don't know. But I think there's a lot of value, especially if you position yourself right in the market and people know who you are, that you could go door knocking to businesses and potentially break down that, like, I don't know who you are kind of barrier, right?
Yep.
And you're sitting in front of someone, you're going through maybe not even just a demo. The best like clients that I've ever got have been like just me sitting down in front of them and just talking about marketing. And then they're like, yeah, I like it. The biggest client I've ever got was $3,500 a month, 3-month contract. So over $10,000 from door knocking.
Beautiful.
It was a tractor dealership. And
there's so much money out there. There's just so much.
I may or may not have thrown in that I used to rodeo and ride bulls to the tractor dealer. And he's like, you know what? I kind of like you, boy.
Oh my God, the accent.
He's like, I don't usually take appointments from solicitors, but how about we talk tomorrow at 3:00? And I was like,
beautiful.
Okay. Yeah.
Beautiful. I really like the idea of using Facebook ads to sell expensive stuff. And this is, I think we were like, when we were like talking earlier, like why carpet cleaning clients now totally bombed. It was an exercise of hubris. Like I was like, I can take on Yelp and Thumbtack. I'm going to be the most amazing person in the world. Like I was talking to people on the phone, like I definitely didn't deserve the way to talk to people like I was. And so like I got beaten down from the universe. And when I went back on like my MBA training, trying to figure out why I could do like 70 demos and only close 2 people for like the smallest package, is because carpet cleaners don't have a $2,000, $3,000, or $4,000, $5,000 thing to sell. But you know what does? Tractors.
Yeah,
they're expensive as
30 grand per tractor. Like that's the cheapest, probably the cheapest one out there. But
you could probably just send out a bunch of text messages to an old client or his old client's list and like get him 2 or 3 sales. He's jumping up and down.
Exactly.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
So
that
that's
was
all the prospecting methods.
so that's the 15. So you got your prospecting engine up and running. You got the 15. You're getting some calls. They're like, yeah, let's talk. And your show up rate is at 0 and you freak the hell out and everything sucks and is horrible. But you don't have that problem, right? You have a 87% show up rate.
That's right.
What does that mean and how the hell are you doing that?
So I've actually, we're in Go High Level. And so I implemented, essentially it's just a campaign whenever someone gets on my calendar, and it's all in High Level. So calendar, landing page, all of that's in High Level. Whenever they get in High Level, they get triggered into a campaign. And this is how it works. So immediately when they get booked, they get an email and a text with the confirmation, date, time, and all that good stuff. 48 hours before the meeting, they get an email and a text message reminder. And a voicemail drop reminding them that they're, I say something like, hey, this is Justin. Looking forward to talking to you in the next couple of days. I just sent you a text message with all the details. Just want to make sure that, you're still set for the meeting.
It's so funny. The first time I saw something like that, it was Nick Corum, and he put me in his sequence. And I was like, oh my God, he just left a voicemail at like 8:30 p.m. It sounds like he's at dinner because he recorded it while he was at dinner. So you hear people in the background. His voice message, I'm like, hey, I'm just at dinner. I'm super psyched to talk to you tomorrow at 12 o'clock or whatever the time is, right? I'm like, Oh my God, like that is awesome.
So and you can set it where it goes out at like 7:30, where it may seem like you're actually at dinner.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
So that's the 48-hour and then 24-hour email and text reminder. And then, I think it's 2 hours before email and text. And then 15 minutes before, it's a voicemail that says, hey, this is Justin. I'm getting everything ready for our meeting in the next couple 15 minutes. Beautiful. I just sent you an email and a text message with the Zoom link. Look forward to talking to you. And that's the voicemail, and then the text message and the email goes out.
It's like once you say it's like, hey, it's Justin, I'm getting prepared. Like the guilt of wasting your time is so heavy. Like not showing up to somebody who prepared for you is like, oh my God, my mother would hate me right now. Like that guilt.
Yeah, speaking of that, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Jeff.
Yeah, that's cool.
When you're on the phone booking that demo, make sure that you ask them, okay, just a heads up. Just want to make sure that you're going to be in front of a computer with internet access. And I'm not sure if you're the only decision maker. Let's make sure all decision makers are on the call. That way we don't waste your time and my time. And is there any, and then you confirm, like Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, perfect. Is there any reason why you wouldn't be able to make the call?
Don't make me make you a liar.
And then they're like, no. Yeah, that should be fine. And then they feel like they've promised you, right?
Yep.
That accompanied with that whole sequence is definitely kind of increased my show up rates for sure.
That's beautiful. So now you've got a prospecting engine that works. You have a strong link between your prospecting engine and your sales engine. That's just my verbiage, right? People are showing up. You do the Justin magic. You close them on the call, 1 or 2 call close, or they pay within 3 days, something like that. And then they cancel in 60 days and you freak out. But you don't have that problem either.
No. So we did have that problem, especially when we got the Revy system and we started this whole prospecting engine, right? We were getting clients left and right. And we were also losing clients left and right. They were saying like, these leads aren't like what I thought they would be. And like, we'd have some clients that would kill it. And we had some clients that would quit after about a couple months. And we were like, what the heck, man? So we kind of like dug down into it. And what we found was we were doing lead generation, appointment setting and stuff like that. And we were sending the leads so that they could call and get them as like customers and set the appointments, but they were not calling. They were not calling. They didn't have a good system behind it. They were busy. They just were not following up with the leads properly. So that's kind of like where it broke down. Right.
And then you created a product or service to fix that.
Exactly. So me and Zach Williams, he's a co-founder. We created what we call now as Conversionly. And essentially it's a ISA team. And what we do is we call leads within 5 minutes. Actually, our average response time is 4 minutes and 46 seconds, I think.
I love you have a dashboard where you can quote that number down to the second.
Yeah, 4 minutes and 46 seconds. And that's the number one thing that we do. That's a gold standard, is call under 5 minutes, because we looked at a bunch of research. So like my background's in healthcare, right? So everything that I do, I need to have like evidence-based practice stuff behind it.
Yep.
Right. So we looked at a lot of research, and from that research, it kind of geared our operations towards Conversionly.
Yeah.
And we looked at one article that was published in Harvard Business Review, and there were a couple of data points in there that said if you don't call your lead within 5 minutes, the chances of you converting that lead decrease by 400%. It's like it goes here, and then after 5 minutes, it's just like straight down.
Yep.
And so that's exactly what we do ever at Conversionly. If for whatever reason we don't get them within 5 minutes, we send them a text message. And then for 5 consecutive days in a row, we're calling them and trying to get them and set that appointment.
So if I understand correctly, you got your prospect engine up and running, you got your sales engine up and running, and your fulfillment engine was working, but it wasn't working good enough to keep people around for 6 months. And
Exactly.
then what my running suspicion is that 6 months, if you keep your client for 6 months, that's a $6,000 to $7,000, sometimes $10,000 sale. Now your numbers work. If you're doing a $2,000 sale, which is $1,000 for 2 months, your numbers don't work. Just like your clients, you have to have expensive stuff to sell. And so you looked at that, you realized something has to be fixed. And you know what you said? The number one difference between my clients that suck, my clients that rock, is like they just have a dedicated person call everybody back fast. What if I just did that for them?
Yeah.
Right?
I was like, you know what? We're going to do this for them because they're not doing it right. And they are, my wife just got on.
Yeah.
And we're going to do it for them because they're not doing it and they're not doing a good job. And we're eventually going to lose a client. So we're just going to do it for them so that we can keep the client. Right.
Yep. And if you're sending, let's just say 50 leads per month, that's like, I don't know, like your cost, but it's just a person's time to call back people. I don't care if it's a full-time person. That will help you keep a $2,000 a month client for that extra month and that extra month again and that extra month again. And you probably have spare capacity, right? So like, what I remember about like my first person I paid money to in the digital marketing space was like, they didn't call back their leads, screw it, find a new person. That wasn't good enough for me. Like you can't just drop a client because they didn't do perfect for you. You have to learn from that and then fix it and then do it the next time, right? And I absolutely love that you did that. And now you have a Conversionly as a product or program. You sell that independently of your done for you service, right? That's something that anybody can pay you money for, right?
Yeah. So now what we're doing is because it's worked so well, we're like people like agencies are white labeling us and doing it for their clients.
Beautiful.
Right. So they hire us, entire things entirely white labeled. Whenever we send out a confirmation appointment setting email, it comes from the agency's email address. And it's just overall just helping people retain their clients longer for sure.
Absolutely fantastic. That's conversion.ly, right?
It's conversionly.io.
Great. So we'll just copy and paste that into the comments. Cool. I'm super happy for you. I think you've got a really awesome story. I'm happy that like you're a real life human being, that you have some level of like gratefulness and humility and humbleness towards your clients. And I'm happy that you name dropped the people that you paid money to help you further on your journey. I think you're okay with doing 3 15-minute strategy sessions. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful. So if guys, if you have solved problems, or if Justin has helped you move your agency forward, or if you want some one-on-one time or a group call with Justin, just hashtag JustinMyFace. He'll walk you through on like what he's talked about. I know JustinMyFace is so much fun. Wait till we do Ask You, and there's a bunch of people saying like, you won't understand it's butt stuff, or like JustinMyFace, or this type of stuff. It's going to be so cool. We're renting out like a quarter of a university for it. It's going to be 300 people. It's going to be awesome. If you're interested, hashtag JustinMyFace. I'll walk you through the prospecting stuff. You get some one-on-one time. He'll talk to you. I don't know like how comfortable is showing a system, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. And absolutely fantastic. I don't know if there's any like last minute questions, comments, or concerns, but I'm going to go ahead and read through some of the comments, and then we'll bring the sucker to a close.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I got this prospecting engine kind of like filled out. If anyone is interested, I'm more than willing to share this with anyone. So I don't know what the proper way to like friend me or message me or keep it on the.
What we can do is if you want this form, just hashtag JustinMyFace. Everybody that comments can get this. Justin will send it to you by PM, and then he'll pick 3 people for a 15-minute one-on-one. Is that kosher?
Perfect.
Cool. All right. So a couple questions came in. With cold emailing, are you calling to qualify and book the demo, or is it your VAs? I think it's your VAs, right?
Yeah. They're calling to qualify. Yeah.
Gotcha. So did they have a script or something like that, or did you give it to them, or what did that look like?
They do have a script. Yeah. Yeah,
Gotcha.
so they have a script, and essentially what it was I was doing most of it, and I found out what worked, and then I just gave them a script so that they could, essentially just take care of that.
Beautiful. Is there one prospecting engine that you recommend people who are starting out focus on?
Probably cold email. That would probably it's free. You could probably do it yourself, and you can hire a VA to do it for $2.50 or $3. Whatever you hire a VA for.
Right, whatever the dollars are, or something like that.
Yeah.
Very cool. Somebody says, how long did it take from when you thought about doing Conversionly into when Conversionly was a product that you could go to market to? Was it like a 3-month, 6-month? What was it like?
It was 2.5 months of putting that all together and actually testing it out for our clients. And then we were like, you know what, we could do this for other people.
Beautiful. If somebody's starting out, what dollars do you recommend they charge for? Or should they just ask and then pick the average? Or like, if I'm going to my first client and I know I need to be paid for it because otherwise they'll hate me and I'll hate them, how much should I ask for? $1,000, $500, or is it really just?
So I started at 500. That kept the barrier of entry low. That way, you can get in and do some good work for clients, and then get testimonials, and then you can use that leverage as social proof to be able to get you to that 1,000 or 1,500 that you want.
Beautiful.
2,000, whatever it may be.
Beautiful. Somebody says, how do you get people from Messenger on the phone without being salesy? How do you transition from, hey, I sent you a PM. Well, great. Let me go ahead and get on the phone and take it from there. What does that conversation look like?
So cool ninja trick that I like to do, if for whatever reason they're being short with you, just shoot a quick little video and just say, hey, this is Justin. I know you're maybe super skeptical. Just wanted to let you know I'm a real person. We have a real life business. It's really doing well for other dentists just like you, or other chiropractors just like you. I mean, I would love to hop on like a 3.5 minute conversation just to see if there's a good fit between us.
Yeah.
And then after that, we can show you our whole entire demo and everything that we do.
I like that you said 3.5 minutes, because that feels like they can talk to you and then just say, look, at 3.5 minutes, we're done. And it's never 3.5 minutes, but it's like an easy yes.
Yeah.
So do you have do you go through qualification questions? Where do you get your clients now? How much do you charge? How long do your clients last? Normal qualification questions, right?
Yeah, it's usually 4. It's the first one is, what made you respond to my message or my ad? Second one is what is your revenue? How many patients are you seeing a week? What revenue per month? Whatever idea, right?
Yeah.
Whatever they're doing, their KPIs that they have. What are you doing now? Where would you like to be? How many patients would you like to get to? What would your revenue goal per month? Right? What obstacle is keeping you from that? And how fast would you like to get there?
Yeah, I like that. How fast would you like to get there? That lines up with the don't you want to start now on the call. I like that. Very cool. Justin, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks, brother. Done. I appreciate you having me on here, man.
Dude, I remember when you joined the IC, and you and I really didn't have the back and forth that I usually have with IC members, which is totally okay. But I am so genuinely excited for you on doing a $500,000 a year minimum. That's so damn awesome. Well fucking done, dude.
Super blessed. That's all I can say, man.
Yeah. If you had to start all over again from zero, what would be the number one thing that would rocket ship you back to $50K a month?
Probably the social proof, for sure. I feel like that's what's separating most people. If I started doing the content that I'm doing now and just positioning myself, I think it's just all about position, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly where I would start.
Perfect. Very cool. Hang on board. Hang on. We got to off board or debrief or whatever. I don't know. Ladies and gents, Justin, absolute pleasure. See you guys later. Bye.